Good evening, everybody. How are you? Welcome to my Monday Night Live sessions. My name is Jay, and I'm glad to be here again. Of course, I am broadcasting this on TikTok and Instagram simultaneously, and I do this every Monday night at 8 p.m. and Thursdays at 8 p.m. But I think, I was thinking of next week starting at 9 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock. I'll still decide that. But as of right now, it's 8 o'clock on Mondays, 8 o'clock on Thursdays, and today's Thursday. I said Monday night in the beginning of this, and it says Monday Night Live. Sorry on the feed on there. Disregard that. Either way, I do this 3 times a week here, Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m., and Sunday morning at 11 a.m., and both on Instagram and TikTok. So what we do, we get together, we have a conversation. I just usually share my perspective on life, going within. We talk about you finding your truth and healing and all these things. But what I also do is sometimes express and tell stories about events that have happened in my life. And I do this so you can understand and feel and see another way to believe and perceive. Actually, it's more about perception. And that's what really diverse life emotionally and what I've experienced from an abusive childhood to living a really nice, a comfortable, beautiful life with my family. I mean, we work hard and stuff, but it's a complete contrast from that. And I've always had this inner guidance inside of me that I followed. I always knew my main purpose here was just to connect and communicate with people and to show them within is their truth and their main abilities and powers. And as I mentioned, I have had experiences that transcend human comprehension, I guess would be the best way to say it. And I don't have explanations. Just let me say, I don't have explanations for some of these experiences I've had. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. And I want to talk about these in particular because we're coming up on a 5th-year anniversary of a very special event, which is actually next Thursday, which we will be live for anyway. And I'll get to that. I'll explain that entire event here tonight because that's what I said last week I was going to do. And if we have time at the end tonight, which we definitely will, we will get together and do a very powerful meditation. If you meditate or don't, it will be a very powerful meditation, and we will really connect beyond human comprehension, beyond the human mind and human energy, and you will truly feel a power that you are connected to beyond your body and physical being. So the experiences I've had, I am talking about what we would refer to as unexplained aerial phenomenon these days, UFOs, and things like that. And I am going to tell you from 1997 the most prominent, absolute visual, no BS, no chemical inducing, nothing like that, real, absolute life events. I'm going to tell you everything I have experienced, and you could decide. You could decide whether you believe in these things or you don't. That's up to you. But I'm sure you're going to be able to use your intuitive abilities and know that I'm not BSing you. I have no reason to BS you, and I want to share these with you because I want you to feel comfortable in your life, and I want you to be able to stand up in your life and confidently explain and express things that you have experienced. Because, my friends, when you experience things like this, when you see the things that I've experienced, and especially what happened on September 16th, they are, we all look for signs, we all look for contact and communication and to know and receive from beyond. And these are the most definitive signs and connection you are ever going to have. So let's start. As a child, let me just start as a child. As a child, grew up 1968 in Queens, New York, Queens Public Library, right by Jib Lane's bowling alley where I grew up. Was a phenomenal library, man. I was thinking about it the other night. The retro furniture and the design of the place. I was like, oh, I would live in there. I spent a lot of time in there as a child. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have phones. We had television, color TV with channel 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13, which was PBS. There were no VCRs, nothing, no Betamax, no DVD players, nothing like that when I was a kid. So, to escape a lot of times, aside from my toys and hiding in the closet and stuff like that because of just what was going on in my home, I would go to the library. And for some reason, at an early age, I was very drawn to UFOs and space and just things like that. So I would go to the library and in the early 70s and read whatever material was available on this. And I always, my whole life, I spent a large portion of my life, I still do, looking up all the time. I'm always projecting. I'm always, trying to live a good path and stuff. So anyway, as I go through life, I just never really, knew if anything was going to happen. But I always had this feeling that I would experience something that would just blow my mind away. So fast forward, I'm not living in New York anymore. I now live in Connecticut. My firstborn, Kyle, he's 25 now. He's born, it's around 1997. I'm living in Portland, Connecticut. Check this out. There was nothing intuitive going on with at my life at that point. There was nothing. I was with my son's mom. I was working my butt off as a line cook in a restaurant, renting a home, trying to do the right thing and renting a nice big house, paying a lot of money of it and working myself to death. And one morning, we had one car. We were gonna, Lisa was gonna drop me off at work, and she was just gonna do her thing, with Kyle during the day, and then just pick me up when I was done with work. So walked out of the house, we're getting in the backyard, and I had my camera because I was doing astrophotography at that time, and I was going to drop off some film at the Ritz camera store, and there were 2 pictures left. I took a couple of pictures, of course, of last on the roll of Lisa and Kyle, and I put the camera on the roof of the car. She was getting in. I leaned in, and I put Kyle into the car seat. And as I looked up, it was definitely miles away. I was probably about linear on like a straight line, about 2 miles from the Portland Bridge, I think the Aragoni Bridge in Connecticut. And I looked up, just happened to look up, and in the sky, I saw this kind of pink and blue kind of like fluctuation in just the air. And the next thing I know, I saw this silver sphere come out, another one come out, and a third one come out, and they 1, 2, and 3, they flew down and then flew up in this type of a formation, one after the other, up, and then that blue, pink, like kind of distortion again, and they all disappeared. I freaked. When I first saw them, I was like, Lisa, look! And she looked up and she caught the tail end of it. So this wasn't something only I saw. She did see the end, like the last 2. She said, I saw something and then some kind of an object disappear. So I saw the whole thing appear, and I bugged out. I mean, at that point, you go to work and that's all you consume yourself. I'm like, holy shit, I just saw 3 flying silver spheres appear and disappear in the air. It's 1997. What did I see? So, internet wasn't like big with that stuff yet. So again, there was really not a lot of information available. There's a lot of sightings of the silver spheres since then. So this was 1997. If we fast forward, nothing happened. Nothing really was happening. I didn't see or experience anything like that of like an aerial phenomenon. And then all of a sudden, it was about 2008. Check this out. I'll tell you this quick because there's about 4 stories I want to tell you, and they're fantastic. Now, this one you can interpret as a dream if you want to. You can completely interpret it as a dream, and I'm going to tell it to you really fast. I all of a sudden was in a very familiar neighborhood. And again, I was sleeping. I was home. This is real. I was really home in bed. And all of a sudden, I saw a very familiar neighborhood, my old neighborhood, but things were different. I went into this building because me and this person saw a flying saucer fly behind the building and land. And we went into this building. And I walked up the stairs. The other person wasn't with me anymore. I walked up the stairs. And as soon as I walked up this staircase in this building, because I wanted to go see where that thing went, in this dream, I felt very uncomfortable. And just as I started turning around, this guy was like, "You're not supposed to be here." And I was like, "I'm leaving." And as I started to walk down, somebody was like, no, 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 he's okay, but go that way. Go that way. So I turned left instead of going through the doors I came, and there was just this kind of alcove and a door. Check this out, because this plays into something that I've seen and experienced. There was an alcove, so I walked this way, and there's a doorway. And before I went into the doorway, I looked to my left, and there were like 3 or 4 people all standing against the wall looking at computer screens, almost like if you were at like a museum or some type of interactive thing. You would be looking at a screen of what it is. I didn't do that. I walked in. I walked into this door. I opened up this door, closed the door, and everything changed. The feeling, the pressure, and they say in dreams you don't remember color. This was all completely in color. All of a sudden, I walked through the door. There was a wall here. Pay attention to me. There was a wall here, a door here, and as I came out, I walked over this way. I noticed it was a very, very long rectangular shape, just a long hallway. It almost felt like an airport where you get on to go on planes. There were some people sitting at a counter. I had this weird interaction with a guy, and I'm going to get to the end of the story so I can tell you real life stories. But anyway, I saw these girls who were freaking out. Can you help me? Can you help me? I said, come with me. I'll find a way out of here. We were trying to find our way out of here. I was panicking, completely panicking. All of a sudden, we walked into this room where there was this like sweet old lady with like curly hair, like almost a beehive hairdo, and there were 2 doors next to her. And she goes, hi, sweetie, how are you? And I said, well, we're freaking out. We want to get the hell out of here. And she goes, oh, you can leave anytime you want. Just walk through the door. And if you ever want to come back, just say 10, 12, 20. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I looked at the girls and I said, go. I walked through the door, and instantly, immediately, I opened my eyes. I was sitting up in my bed, in my house. I had pants on and my shirt. And remember, I told you I was sleeping. I went to sleep. I was dressed. I didn't have shoes and socks on, but I had pants on and a shirt. I was sitting up in my bed, and it was like this. I walked through the door, and it was like this. Poof. I was like, what the? And I reached down. I picked up the phone. I called my girlfriend. I freaked out. So anyway, now listen to me. 1997, 3 silver spheres. All of a sudden, let's jump to 2014. 2014. This was amazing. My son, Kyle, was going to, he was still in school. I would drop him off at like 6 in the morning to get on the bus. Crazy early. I drop him off. I'm on the way back home. And again, this was 2014. And there were no leaves on the tree. It was very early spring. We were coming out of winter. It was still chilly in the air. And I'm driving from Haddam Neck, Connecticut, into my town, East Hampton. And as I'm driving down the street, again, I just turn my head and I look. And right there, I'm on a little town street. No bullshit. I'm on a little town street. Houses to my right, a 2-lane road. You can go this way and you can go this way. And then there were homes. The home across the street, above the house, maybe 50 feet behind it. I turn my head and there it is. A silver sphere just going like this. My car hits the curb. Boom! I put my foot on the brake. I turn my head like this. And again, a pink and blue, like plasma field, something like that, appears and it disappears. This thing was super close, and it was absolutely, without a doubt, a silver sphere. It wasn't a disc sideways. It was a circle. It was a sphere, and it was huge. I would say it was probably about the size of like not huge like a bus, but probably like the size of a big van. If there were people in it, it would definitely be 3 to 4 people. It was moving absolutely fast. No windows, no doors, no sound, no fumes, no nothing, just. And I was freaking out again. I was like, what the hell is this? This is 2014. So I go home, I tell my wife all of this stuff, and she says, this is crazy. She says, this is just so insane that you're experiencing this. And there was one experience. I wanted to keep the silver spheres in cohesive. When we first moved into this house, my wife and my son, Kyle, at the time, we didn't have Sagan and Johnny yet. We moved in here about 2008, 2009. So maybe this was around 2010. It was the fall. I walked out onto my deck and I just looked up in the sky. The sun was setting, and between my house and my neighbor's house, right above the trees, was a massive rectangle. Remember I said rectangle before? It was a massive rectangle. It was probably about 40 feet this way and about 100 feet this way, and maybe 20, 30 feet high. It had to be at least 30 feet high. Massive rectangle, and the way the sun was setting, the sunlight was illuminating it in such a way. I'm assuming that it was not visible, right? It's something that's not visible under certain, if it's a normal sky. The sunlight was hitting it, and the way it was reflecting and refracting through it, it illuminated this, and I could see the sharp angles. And I walked outside, I stepped on. I said, Kyle, give me my camera. I ran back in the house. He grabs it with me. He runs outside, and it's gone. I swear to God. I swear to you, every single thing I'm telling you right now is absolutely true. So 1996 Silver Spheres, like 2010 the rectangle, 2014 a Silver Sphere, very close. And then came 2016. 2016, excuse me, 2016 was intense for me. All sorts of things were going on. I was seeing, I had seen, the Silver Spheres way up in the sky. I saw a cylindrical object. I was seeing so many things within this very short time span over the summer in 2016. Intuitively, I was completely just connected. I was meditating almost all day long at this point. I was really going within. I was just disconnected. Just a lot of really amazing things were happening for me. So this is what next Thursday is the 5-year anniversary for. So anyway, in this time span, before I get to that, during that summer, when I'm still seeing things in the air and stuff, I'm asleep on my couch one night. I fall asleep on the couch, and I'm a very light sleeper, and all of a sudden, I'm asleep on the couch like this, and behind my head over here, I heard like these, like 4 or 5 little beeping sounds. It was definitely like an electronic sound. It was like beep, 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 some, just kind of those type of tones. And I literally opened my eyes and turned around, and there was nothing there. And I just stopped, and I thought for a second. I was like, man, I was it a dream, or did I really hear that? And I was like, okay, whatever, I must have been dreaming. I go back to sleep, nothing. The next night, I'm laying there again. I fall asleep on the couch because it happens often if I was, just up meditating late and then I lay down. I'm asleep on the couch. My head is this way. And again, hand to God, or, the universe, whatever you believe in, whatever that source is, whatever word you feel comfortable with. I no lying. I'm laying there, and I hear like it's voices, just very I don't no dialect that I can understand or anything. Very odd type of tone to the voice. And again, when I turn around and there's nothing there, but as I'm sitting in the room and I'm just staring off into the living room, I could feel, when you can feel somebody else is in the room, I could feel like it feels like somebody's backing away from me. And I just kind of sat there, and I got up, and I felt very uncomfortable at that point. I felt very spooked out. I was like, okay, this is not funny. Click, light on, TV on, all of these things to kind of just make me feel differently. And anyway, so September 16th, 2016, 8:06 p.m. Is when this happened. I'm in my house. My mother's visiting. My wife is feeding our son Sagan, who was just recently born. He was born in May, and this is September. She's feeding him. We have a new dog, Walter. He's a very big dog, and I put him on a leash. It's September, just like it is now, and again, the weather just like it is now. It wasn't rainy that night or cloudy, but again, it was just that very dark and heavy kind of chilly air. I use a headlight flashlight if I go outside in my yard and stuff like that, and it's really dark so I can see and hold the dog. So I had the little headlight flashlight on. I'm outside with Walter, and literally as I step off my deck, and these stories are available on my Instagram videos. I talk about this all the time. I come out on my deck with Walter. We walk to the right. And as I'm coming off the deck, I kind of ask I ask, I'm like, man, is it a future version of myself? Is it some divine awareness? Is it extraterrestrials? What is trying to communicate with me? And I walk off the deck. We come around my apple tree, and I stop. And I just scan out across my yard, looking into the woods with the headlight flashlight, and I feel really uneasy. I feel very creepy. I feel very just like I'm being watched. I don't look behind me or anything like that. I don't know why I didn't look behind me. I look around like this, and I just redirect my focus up to the stars, and I can see the headlight, the flashlight kind of fade out, and I'm looking at the stars. And if I'm looking up, my head is up, and I'm looking up the stars. I'm looking, I'm like, is that a star? Like, I'm focusing on something very dim. I'm like, is that a star? And all of a sudden, pow, full spectrum of light, white light with the red and green as if somebody shined a spotlight in your face, full burst of light right over me. I drop my head down like this. My heart is in my throat. I squeeze and grab Walter. I'm looking around because I think like an alien's going to come running up on me or something. I swear to God, right? I'm looking like this. I'm like, oh my God, what did I just see? I lift my head back up like this, and I can see when I'm looking at the point where I looked, I can see that dot of light, but then all of a sudden I'm like, is that a dot of light next to it? Like right up next to it, and all of a sudden, boom, again, a burst of light. And these are two stars. I have the Go Sky Watch on my phone. I know what stars they are. I've been looking at them for the past 3 weeks out on my deck, waiting for September 16th. Instead of dropping to my knees at that moment and just accepting and seeing whatever happened, I kind of freaked out. I grabbed Walter, I pulled him up the stairs. I went in the house. I quickly told my mother. She was like, oh my God. I go inside, I drop to my knees in front of my wife. I start telling her, I'm bawling my eyes out at this point. And, I've explained this and spoken to a lot of people about this story. And we've come to some conclusions and theories and things like that and stuff. But to be completely honest, 1997, 3 silver spheres, 2010ish somewhere, that huge rectangular the huge rectangular craft, 2014, the three again a silver sphere, one silver sphere, very close, and then 2016, an abundance of just types of sightings. And there's a bunch of photographs too. If you scroll down on my Instagram page and you go down, there's over 3,000 posts on my Instagram page. If you go down, all of a sudden you'll see that summer, 2016, there were fire rainbows over my house. There was this crazy kind of fire rainbow coming down, like almost at the house. And when I took a picture of it, it almost looks like there's a silhouette of an angel in the clouds with a trumpet. Just really trippy stuff. And these are all real photographs. They're on my Instagram page. You can follow the links. I'm not kidding you. And then, of course, I came to that point in September 2016. And it was at that point that I really just kind of surrendered to the knowing what was in. I was always, as I was a little child, making mistakes and not making mistakes. As I always say, regardless of what was happening to me in my life, or being done to me, or what I was doing, I always found my way back to that inner guidance. I didn't second guess it and self-doubt it beyond a certain point. And I would always find my way back into it. And what happened in 2016, that event solidified, confirmed, and answered a lot of things for me. It verified a lot of things for me. I spent a lot of time in meditation at that point, really understanding and going within. That's when I wrote the first book, the Book of New Light. I sat here and asked out 55 questions and wrote down the answers, like 55 of life's most often asked questions. Everything from will racism end to what is deja vu, to how a universe is made, are humans supposed to eat meat, to who am I talking to? I asked all those questions. You can read it right now for free if you want. Again, click the link on either Instagram or TikTok profile and go to Linktree, and you'll see Book of New Light. Scroll past where you can buy the paperback, and then you can download the PDF right on Google Drive. No email, no nothing. Just click it and it should open up for you. But I wanted to share these stories tonight for two reasons. One, because I know many of you have experiences you're afraid to share with others, and many of you are hoping to have your own experiences. And I can promise you this: if you really do try and follow a good path, and when I say a good path, I mean treating people the way you'd like to be treated. Um, you know, hopefully we're fairly normal thinking, with respect, with kindness. And that's been my thing my whole life. I've always tried to treat people the way I'd like to be treated. I validate people. I listen to them. I respect people. I care for people. I'm very kind, very generous. I've always been open to receive anything that is good and true in the universe. I've tried my best to close myself off and protect myself from anything that is dark and malevolent. And every single one of us, we get so caught up in the aspect of the human mind and the human wants and needs. And it's okay. I mean, we're here to experience life as a human after all. So obviously there are reasons for that, right? But there are more reasons we're here than there are human reasons we're here. And we've been so kind of diverted. We've embraced so many ways, our parents and our education, and even just our relationships. Just think of your relationship. We really sacrifice a whole aspect of ourselves when we enter a relationship willingly, and we just go through life questioning our purpose, and we're constantly looking in the exterior world from it. And I have to tell you, my friends, every single spiritual teacher who is a true spiritual teacher, not a spiritual entrepreneur that wants you to reach into their pockets and pay their way, not a money-seeking preacher or a reverend. I mean a true spiritual teacher, Buddha, Jesus, Gandhi, Muji, people like this, they've all told you that the way to your truth, the way to your power is within. It's been misinterpreted greatly, like people use Jesus's the way to the Father is through me line to strictly hold you to Christianity, when actually it's not even English, it's Hebrew, because Jesus didn't speak English, he spoke Hebrew. The interpretation is the way to the truth is within. The way to the truth is through me. And what he's saying is it's through myself. He's talking about himself in the context of the way to the truth isn't by listening and following all of these ways of society and man. The way to the truth is by going within and feeling and not second guessing that true connection that you have, that true internal knowing. So in 2016, and I am in no way putting myself on the same page as Buddha or Jesus or any of these guys, but after 2016, experiencing something like that, I surrendered to that point in my life. I stopped kind of engaging the exterior world as far as working for somebody. I quit my job. I really stopped kind of engaging drums. I've been a professional musician for many years. I didn't play much at that point. I really just spent a great deal of time readjusting my life to the path that I live now. People ask me all the time, what do I do? Well, I mean, I don't understand. Do you mean what do I do for money? My wife works and my son and I have an online business that does fine. So that's how we get money. But what I do is I wake up every day, I take care of my children, my family, and I connect with hundreds of people. I online, privately, I talk to people every day, numerous people, and at night I respond to dozens and dozens of messages every single day, talking to people, sending them videos and stuff like that, and then I do the things, just meditating, connecting, listening, writing, and things like that. But again, to top off tonight, and if you want to meditate, it's only 8:30, definitely let's meditate. You're going to love this. And this is good, man, because we talked tonight about real life UFO experiences, unidentified flying objects. Now, with that being said, I can't tell you what the silver spheres were. It's definitely not anything that we have on this planet as far as public technology, but I am fully aware that airline industries and military are 50 to 75 years ahead of public knowledge. With that being said, it's interesting because, as I mentioned, the silver spheres have been photographed, videotaped. There are Gaia documentaries about them, and one person says that they are Pleiadian beings. They are not a craft. They are Pleiadian beings, and they change themselves into this Merkaba, a geometric shape, and because they're moving so fast in through the universe and interdimensional and stuff, they're moving so fast, they're spinning so fast, it looks like a sphere. Right? So I don't know though, because I can't tell you for sure, tell you what they were. What I can tell you is September 16, 2016, in my backyard. I live in the Meshomastic State Forest in Connecticut. There's nothing going on over our houses. I told you I know what the two stars are. I can look at them. Well, it's raining out right now, but I can look at them any night through August and October. And I know that was two stars, and physically just the light just shined down on me. It just bursted over me, and I that answered so many questions just that I was asking. Do we go on to anything else? Is there something more to us? Do we come from someplace else? And it was just such a big, massive yes. That am I receiving information and guidance from beyond? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I'm a kid born in the projects of Queens, New York, 1968. I barely have a high school education. I don't sit down and read books. People may think I've read scripture and all these books. I don't read shit. Everything I talk about, every single thing we discuss here, happens because of my understanding and perspective from my own experiences in life. I use every stupid, painful mistake and bad thing that was done to me as a lesson to guide myself through the world carefully and to be there to assist others and help them through their pain. And yeah, I just want every single person to really know that all of these things you're putting effort into every day, all of these things that you're letting consume your mind and heart, there are things just in this reality, and you are something beyond that. Remember, you weren't born into the world with an identity. So do me a favor right now. If you want to relax for a few minutes and feel something really good, close your eyes and do a nice big sigh of relief. Taking a good breath into the center of your chest and just let that weight and pressure build up there for a second and feel it, and then just dropping your shoulders and exhaling out, just collapsing into that. Let that breath out. Just sit for a moment, hear and feel the room around you. Take a deep breath into the center of your chest. Hold that breath gently inside for a moment. Get your body adjusted. Don't worry about scratching, fidgeting. Anything you need to do, do it. I don't want you to be uncomfortable. I don't want you to create resistance or distractions. Release your breath gently and just sit for a moment. Just feel the energy of the room. Hear the energy of the room. Scan your body as you are breathing in and out, and just feel and scan every part of your body. Your shoulders, your biceps, your elbows, your ribs, your chest, your solar plexus, your neck, your cheeks, your eyes, your temples, every part of you, your knees, your thighs, your shins, your calves, the bottom of your feet, your big toe, your little toe, your heel, your right ear, your left ear, just every part of you, feel it. And now take a deep breath in and just sense your entire body and being at one shot. Remember, I tell you all the time, my friends, when we meditate and close our eyes, The minute we disconnect the camera, the minute we close our eyes and we take a focused breath, we are aware of our breathing and we are visually focusing inside. We are just letting all the sounds become one sound. When you can feel your whole body, you are in your safe, sacred space. This is the truest version of you, the version nobody will ever fully know or understand. So when you are in here, this is where you can reflect on your life, pick and choose what memories you hold on to, evaluate and reflect on your pain and trauma. This is where you truly learn and understand forgiveness. As you sit in this space, when you sit in this quiet space and you think about your life, you think about your friends and your family and your job, how our lives are so fast paced, you have to have answers instantaneously. You can never take a moment to think for yourself. But in here, think about that. You have that time and space and freedom, that solitude, that patience to just sit. You may feel bored at first. You may have just overwhelming thoughts coming to your mind, but that's okay. Just sit, breathe, and let them appear. See what thoughts they are. See what lesson they're trying to show you, what pain they're trying to alleviate, and just breathe, focusing visually inside the mind's eye, letting the breath rest inside, and exhaling all the way up and out. You can do this anytime during the day, my friends. This is something you have naturally within you. When you daydream, when you just all of a sudden spontaneously start daydreaming, what do you think that is? That is natural meditation. That is your body, the ego, disconnecting. You are existing between the space of the active mind and the subconscious mind, and you are just there, blissfully peaceful. Everything is clear. Everything is understood. And when you come out of that moment, everything is gone, as if it was a dream. Embrace those moments. Sit, stare into space. Take the moments to close your eyes and breathe in and reflect. Take a deep breath into the center of your chest. And with me, just for a minute to 2 minutes, just sit in silence. Listen to the room you're in. Scan your body again. See what thoughts come to your mind and let them float by like clouds and just watch them. If you have to itch, itch. Fidget, fidget. But just breathe and sit stillness. Breathe in. Bring your awareness back to my voice. As you take a deep breath in, bring your spine to an upright position. As you gently hold that breath inside, wiggle your toes and fingers gently. Turn your head to the left and the right slightly. And exhale. Breathe in again. Lift your spine and shoulders and head and neck straight up. Scan and feel your whole body. Exhale. And one more deep breath into the center of the chest. And at your own pace on the exhale, please slowly open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you. All right, so 8:40. 8:40. All right. Yeah, why not? Let me just scroll through here real quick, see if anybody had anything to say. I'll do Instagram first. 97 is my birth year. All right, nice. That's interesting. Just got home from work. Divine timing. Excellent. Blessings. Thank you. That was amazing. You're welcome. Let's see. Well, I got a couple of things here. Hello. Hey, thanks for your positive videos. Thank you for watching them. Some hearts. I had a few experiences too. Thank you for sharing. Excellent. Amazing. These things are sometimes generational. Any other family members have experiences? No, actually, my mother, my sister, my father, no, my sister and dad are gone, but my mom, no. My son Kyle has had experiences on his own. We actually had a shared experience too. That was very cool. I'll save that for another night because that was really intense. The aliens really like you. They must. What will I be looking for to get to your Instagram? It's this. Well, it's not the same name as this because this was created as a backup page because I'm locked out of my original page accidentally, and TikTok won't help me. They just are useless with helping people. So my Instagram page. I'm sorry. You can if you click the link on my TikTok profile, that Linktree link, when it opens up, I'm pretty sure there is a link to my Instagram, like it links right to my Instagram right there, or my site does at least. But it's the same name, the with an underscore, one with an underscore, called with an underscore J. So it's the exact same name as I have here on TikTok, just with an underscore between each of the words. So that's how you can find it. Sorry. Amazing stories. Thank you. You made it. Yep. Your kindness comes through in your energy. Thank you. My color was yellow. Hold on. Everybody, check the video out. Hello. Check the video out. That was amazing. Thank you so much. Did I miss your ET story? I did. I shared the stories, but this will be up on my YouTube tomorrow, and that is accessible there. I put all these videos up on my YouTube channel, and I have like 3 videos to get up there now, and this will be one of them. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So anyway, here, 2 things before we go. I just put a new video up on my TikTok page called What Color Do You See? I'd really love for you to watch that video because Monday night I'm doing a very deep internal session called Seeing Angels, and you are going to see what type of celestial energy is around you and communicating with you by going in and seeing colors. So I made a video on my TikTok page, which is up right now. It's the most recent video, and I would love if you would comment and partake on that. Other than that, Sunday morning, 11 a.m., right here and on here, both of these places, 11 a.m. And then Monday night, 8 p.m. Monday night, I think it's 8 p.m., maybe 9 p.m. I have to check the time. And Thursday night, though, is going to be 8 o'clock since 8:06 is really that time. Anyway, if you follow me on TikTok, the events are on my page. Other than that, everybody reach out. Send me some DMs. I hope to see you all very soon. Have a beautiful night. Have a beautiful evening. Good night, good morning, and take care, everybody. Good night, Instagram. See you later. And take care of TikTok. Bye-bye. See you guys later.